Tonight's game is presented to you in parts by the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976, they are people helping people. By Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. By Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. By the Farmers Bank, where you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair. Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome here on the ISC Sports Network. It is the Clinton County Volleyball Alumni Tournament. I believe this is year number 4 for this tournament.
I believe so.
Here at Case Arena, John Milholland Court. Game 1 today will feature the Frankfort Hot Dog Alumni versus the Clinton Central Bulldogs. Joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Here as we're about 10 seconds away, hopefully from first serve for today's matchup. A little curveball thrown our way, Laura, as viewers at home will notice that there are no numbers on the back of these shirts, so that's going to make it a little tough for us here today so hopefully we call people by the correct names, but give us a little grace if we don't.
And they've all changed since they were in high school, right?
Absolutely.
So if we get it wrong, maybe no one at home will notice either. So
again, I think this is year number 4 for this tournament. They've played most of the years here at Frankfort. I know there was a year at Clinton Prairie as well. And we've seen various teams win the tournament over the years. I remember Clinton Prairie was victorious. Rossville was victorious.
Has been. Frankfort has been.
I think Clinton Central is the only one missing a title at this point in time.
I think you're right. So maybe this will be their year.
They get some team photos here in front of the nets, and there's a good look at the Frankfort Hot Dog alumni as well as the Clinton Central squad. For the Central Bulldogs today, they will be represented by Ashley Kreider, Samantha Kreider, Kendall Davison, Brandy Dunn, Damaris Crum-Gonzalez, Haley McCoy, Merle Pickett, Avery Barrett-Russell, Terry Ann Watkins-Shunot, E.B. Simmons, Sydney Unger-Stover, and Kennedy Turner. Now, not all of those players were able to participate today. A lot of them signed up and then for whatever reason were unable to make it, but wanted to at least give you the alumni list of what was available this year for the Clinton Central Bulldogs. On the other side for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, a few names that won't be playing, and we'll start with head coach Kia Rushton. Kia Ewing is her maiden name was when she played here for the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Her sister, Macy Ewing Matthews, I think is actually going to take the floor a little bit today. Looks like she's ready to play. They'll also have Emily Michael, Tanya Olivas, Jacinda Perry, Chloe Roberts, Emily Cunningham Shire, and Allison and Ashley Timmons.
And those two we would definitely not get right without numbers, Sean. So,
looking at the Frankfort roster, they've got some players that aren't that far removed from their playing days, and Chloe Roberts, Allison, and Ashley Timmons both. Tanya Olivas and Jacinda Perry have looked good during warm-ups here.
They definitely, I think, have youth on their side here tonight.
Where on the other side, the most recent player to play would be Kendall Davison, a 2022 graduate. But a lot of 12s, 14s, 16s make up that roster, and even further back than that. So
that's okay. That's experience. That's what they're looking at today.
We'll see if the old dogs can teach the new dogs some tricks. As Clinton Central starts out with the serve, the first spike of the tournament is wide of the court. And that'll put the Hot Dogs on the board first. Early substitution here is Coach Rushton. We'll see her and her actual Hot Dogs in action very soon here on the ISC Sports Network. Is our season. I can't believe it's so close.
It is, and it's been odd because of school starting so early this year, them not being able to start official practices till August 1st. Those days of 2 weeks of two-a-days are gone, right?
Yeah.
And so really these varsity coaches are getting very little practice time with their teams compared to in the past before that first match.
Frankfort has a 2-0 lead now early on in this one, and that one just outside of the line. Make that 3-0 Frankfort here. A handful of fans that came to take in today's festivities. It's always fun on a Sunday afternoon. You come out. It's very inexpensive entry fees.
And fun, right?
Yeah, and fun. Get to see some names of yesterday.
And a lot of these players on all the teams help coach also. So I think it's fun. The kids that they're coaching can come out and watch them in action too. Give them a little critique when they get back to the gym.
Absolutely. Early on for the Hot Dogs, it's been Oliva. She has been very active. Tanya looks like she could just suit right up and play again. I mean, she's doing it right now.
Yeah,
She's just ready to roll. Information system analyst for IU Health. She also is an assistant coach with Frankfort Volleyball. So been able to stay around the game, to your point a moment ago about many of them coaching.
Yeah, it makes a difference. If you got your hands on the ball every day, even if you're not playing, it makes a huge difference. And that's what I love about volleyball. It's a game you can play. You know, I played it well into my 40s. It's a good, fun game that you can play for years to come.
So you just quit playing yesterday, then, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, the day before.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, Frankfort took that first point off the serve from Clinton Central. Made their own adjustment in rotation, brought in a server, and rattled off 6 more points straight here.
Yeah.
Davison can't quite get that one over the net. Another point for the Hot Dogs, and it's 8-0 early.
Bulldogs just need to get this serve back. Sometimes it's hard just to break that.
Chloe Roberts back at the service line and looking like a serve specialist. I don't know how affiliated she is with the Frankfort program, but it might be a good play for Kia to bring her in and have her serve to the Hot Dogs on returns because she's rattling them off right now.
Hey, there's a lot of players I think Kia might just steal for a play or two. Give her a little depth to her bench. Central just struggling a little bit on defense and passing. I think they can get those 2 things hammered out. They'll be okay.
And there we go. Clinton Central finally breaks the 0 score. They get on the board with 9-1 now. Bulldogs, such a storied program out there. Listed it in Michigan Town.
Lots of years of great, great volleyball at Clinton Central under Linda Barnett and then Jessica Taylor after her. Lots of championships. Oh, nice dig by Crum there.
It's one of the great all-time sports rivalries from our county is when you look at volleyball between Clinton Central and Clinton Prairie. Those 2 teams battled for years.
Yes, they
2
did.
legendary head coaches, and not just in volleyball, but in basketball as well, because they coach those sports too.
Yeah, and it was always interesting. It was whoever came out of that Clinton Prairie sectional back in the day, that was the team going to state, right? I mean, It just was a given. But you had to get out of that sectional first, and you know, lots of times you played the other school 2 or 3 times in a season, and it is hard to beat a team 3 times. You and I talk about that in the regular season all the time. Doesn't matter how good one team is or they're, you know, much more skilled than the other team. It is just hard to beat the same team 3 times in volleyball.
Crazy to think, too, back before class sports like that where once you got to the state tournament, you were playing the Muncie Burrises of the world and still finding success did Clinton Prairie. And we'll see their alumni represented here in game number 2 today. So have to follow this one. They'll take on the Rossville Hornets. We'll jump set. There's a point for Frankfort. They continue with their dominant performance here in game number 1.
If the Bulldogs can just settle down and cut back on the errors, they could be right in this.
Obviously, there's going to be some rust in an alumni game, right? Where you've got the back row is going to – they're going to pass to the location where the setter's going to be. So that doesn't really – that part doesn't matter. But then the setter's got to know their hitters and where they like to hit and where to put it. And
they've maybe never set these players before. So
that's the crazy thing in an alumni game.
And some of these players maybe have not played since the last alumni game, so they just got to get the rust off.
That one caught just enough of the white line there to be ruled in. Now 14-1. Favor of the Hot Dogs. It's a best 2 out of 3 tournament.
And right now, really, the Hot Dogs are just serving them off the court. That's really been the name of the game here, is serving.
Heard some communication there from Clinton Central, but they were both calling each other off. 16-1 lead.
There's a pass. Nice save.
I believe that was Timmons that had the hammer there with Frankfort.
Mm-hmm.
Macy Matthews is doing a nice job passing.
That was a nice dig by Kendall Davison, too.
Again, tough to believe the high school season is already here. School has started. We're about ready to kick off with our coverage of both high school volleyball and football. We'll even have some soccer for you this season. Still have some opening for sponsors if you want to jump on board, advertise your business, and help promote our local schools, athletes, our community. 17-2.
I love that. That our business is one of the sponsors, and it's because we support community. We love community, and that's, important that these games get broadcast so people that can't make it to the games can still see their community, their family, their kids, grandkids playing all the sports that you cover.
It's the best way to stay connected. Quick set.
That was nice.
Did not catch Frankfort sleeping, though. Cunningham.
Oh, that
nice
was
play
nice
at the net.
effort.
Yeah, look at this. Right, but that would have
Haley
been 4.
McCoy, that was nice. That was a good effort there.
You mentioned your business, and let's thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County. Formed almost 20 years ago, Healthy Communities of Clinton County remain committed to the community by offering programs geared toward a healthier tomorrow with focus on overall health, mental health, substance abuse disorders, and reducing teen pregnancy. The goal is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. What I love, too, is each year your guys' initiatives, while many stay the same, you'll pick up new target areas as well and things that you want to address that may have become a problem or an area of concern in the community.
Yeah, nice hustle there by the Hot Dogs. The thing is, we hopefully when we're doing this work, we make that area better. So
Right.
We want to have something that we're working on to make it better in the community. We're always looking to see what our gaps in services are, try to fill those in. Just a little wide of the court.
21-3, Frankfort well in control here in game number 1.
I do think Central looks much better this second half, though. Passing better. Just need to get some of those hits over the net.
They'll give Frankfort the point here. That one caught the back line. 22-3. Nope. They changed their mind. So take that one off the board. That'll actually make it 21-4. They rule this in favor of Clinton Central.
Nice block by Davison.
Now 22-5. As Clinton Central rallies off a couple of points in a row. Obviously, game 1's well in hand right now, but you want to have some momentum going in here game number 2, right? You still got an opportunity.
And the Bulldogs have played much better this second half. They're getting some points here, and I think, they'll start out a little fresher in game 2 and be ready. And Frankfort was here very early warming up and getting ready. So I think they just came onto the court maybe in a little bit better position.
Yeah, when we arrived approximately an hour prior, they were in full-fledged practice mode. They were putting in work. And you love that too, right? I mean, yes, it's an alumni game. It's fun. But at the end of the day, yeah, you want to win.
They want to win.
You're competing once again for that, name on the front of the jersey.
I believe Frankfort won last year, so I think they're trying to defend a title here. So it was a nice back row attack.
Davison got hung up on the net, but was able to punch it and keep it alive.
Nice scrappy play here.
Matthews on the set. Timing off just a little bit there with Perry. Comes back middle. I believe that's Jennifer Brannon in the middle there, an early 2000s grad from Frankfort.
Definitely the longest rally of the match so far, and Clinton Central persisted with good defense, and they got the point there. Jennifer,
we believe it was 2001, early 2000s graduate, but still very flexible, as you saw a moment ago when she hit the floor and did the splits.
Yeah.
That would have put me on the 15-day DL without question.
Or permanent DL, one of the two.
I would not have popped right up and been ready for the next point. (24-7) your score, and there is game point. 25-7 taken by the Hot Dogs here in game number 1. We'll step aside for a brief break. When we return, more volleyball heads your way from the Clinton County Alumni Tournament.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head. Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Welcome back here to Frankfort High School. Game number 1 belongs to the Hot Dogs.
They actually looked very impressive. For mostly players who've never played together, they looked really, really smooth. They had good transitions. I felt like they were communicating well. I was impressed by the Hot Dogs.
Hot Dogs 1 game closer to securing themselves in a championship showdown. They take game 1 25-7. It is best 2 out of 3 winner advance.
And Clinton Central, if you look at the second half of the game, really they were pretty evenly matched. That big hole they dug for themselves at the beginning is what they couldn't overcome.
We will have 3 of the 4 games for you here today. We'll cover all of the winners bracket games. The consolation 3rd and 4th place game they're going to play in the auxiliary gym at the same time the championship is going on in here. Matthews on the serve.
That was a nice play.
Davison doesn't look far removed from her playing days either. Fantastic basketball player as well.
Just all good all-around athlete.
She became the all-time leading scorer in school history for basketball, only to see that broken, I believe, 2 years later. And now her younger sister with a great opportunity to surpass her
And I'm sure that's who she'd like to see end up with it. You can't help that. Little long for the hot dogs.
2-1, much more competitive start to this one.
Davison serving.
Timmons, see that left-handed wind up and hit. Her playing day is not far removed. Her and her sister both graduated in 2020 and 2021, respectively.
I believe one's a nurse and one's becoming a nurse. So that's a neat thing, something they can share. Also, they played volleyball beside each other all of those years. And for them to both go into the same field and be able to compare those war stories too, that'll be a nice bond for those two sisters.
You know, growing up as siblings, you always wonder, are they going to be buddies down the road? Because there's times where it feels like they want to pull each other's hair out.
Yep.
I can tell you that both of my daughters are best friends, and it's pretty awesome to see.
Yep. It's I can say with my own sisters, you know, we certainly did our fair share arguing growing up, but they are for sure my best friends in this world.
Miss hit there from the Bulldogs gives another point to the Hot Dogs, now 5-1. And this is where they got into trouble last time with Chloe Roberts at the service line.
Yeah, she served 11 straight, I think. Yeah, she's a good server.
Not afraid of the pressure is Chloe, and it shows because
nice.
Her daytime job, she's a Clinton County dispatcher, and you got to stay cool under pressure during those calls.
Davison with the back row attack and kill. So they stopped her this time. She did not even get a point.
Olivas gets to that one. Roberts sends it across. Davison calls it off. Frankfort back on the attack. Perry gets a clean hit that time. You know, looking ahead to the high school season and thinking about the teams that will be on the floor representing these two schools, Frankfort is the one that I look at this year of the 4 county schools and I go, man, they have a chance to be really good and do something special.
I would agree with that completely. Clinton Prairie's very young. Rossville's pretty young. The Bulldogs have just had a lot of turnover until EB and coaches. So it's always hard to build a program when you have different coaches in and out. EB's doing a good job of building a system there, but that always takes time, right? We saw Clinton Central get much better as the season went on last year. If they can start where they left off, that will be very good for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Having some stability there at the head coach, again, coming into this season with that team should definitely show improvement.
Yeah, I mean, they've had coach changes in the middle of seasons. That kind of stuff is just really, really hard to build a program with. So EB's done a really good job, and it's good to see her back again. And I really think the Bulldogs are going to get better every year. But I'm with you. I think Frankfort is the team to beat out of the county teams this year. They bring a lot of experience back, led by their senior setter, who's been their setter for 4 years. I mean, she's just phenomenal, a ringleader on the floor for them. And then they have Rockhold, and she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a sophomore. Is that right?
Junior this year.
Junior, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just fantastic. She's just a great all-around player. Nice block by Davis, and she put a roof on that house.
And that's not to, talking about Frankfort, obviously, we have to build up Rossville as well. They won a sectional championship last year.
They did.
Before falling to Seton Catholic. They'll come back with quite a few familiar faces for that team as well.
They will. They're the other team that's bringing back experience.
Obviously in a smaller class, so the door could be a little more wide open, but when looking at the size of school, Frankfort, the talent that they have on the floor, this could be, again, a great opportunity to make a run towards something really special. You hate to overhype it, but you would think anything less than a sectional championship for sure would be, I think, disappointing out of this squad this season.
I would agree. I would assume that a conference championship and a sectional championship are their goals. I mean, I don't know that, but that if I was their coach, those are definitely attainable goals for the Hot Dogs.
Speaking of Rockhold, she is our chaired umpire today. So the junior pulling double duty, getting ready for her volleyball season and making the lead calls today, we'll say.
And she's done a fantastic job.
I actually think it's good that the players get to be put in that situation because then they know during the game that this isn't really that easy.
It isn't that
There's
easy.
a good shot of Lily.
And this isn't like the professional volleyball that we have now that they have lasers and all of that great stuff to help make calls with. If anybody hasn't been to the Ignite games and you're a volleyball fan, that is very, very fun. But it's very weird to not see line judges.
Right.
Yeah.
That one wide of the court as well. Frankfort increases their lead to 11-5. There's a good shot of Davison on your screen.
Yeah, it's a great venue. If you haven't been, I encourage people to go. It's a really good time, and the level of volleyball is amazing. You're seeing your best college players graduating and coming out there, and it's really fun.
Well, look at the hustle from that last play.
She was all the way to the bleachers. Look at that.
Macy Matthews is a 2009 graduate, and she literally just laid out on the floor for that one and slid all the way to the bleachers.
And I would just have stayed there.
Pretty awesome to see. Again, the competitive nature of these players, it's just not something that goes away. Even 16 years after you've graduated,
you're still
fighting.
Yep. And the Bulldogs fighting this game much, much closer. 11-6, Frankfort leading right now, but the Bulldogs have been in every single point.
How inspiring is that, too, as a younger player? Because a lot of the Frankfort varsity and JV are here today from the volleyball team watching and helping and doing things behind the scenes. And you see one of your assistant coaches sprint across the floor and slide in front of the bleachers to try to keep a ball in play.
Yeah, that's what I said. They have to play at a different level if they know their kids are here, right? Because they're going to hear about it if they don't, for sure. And a lot of these players that are playing now, the alumni, they play in leagues around, Indy, Lafayette, Carmel, those areas. And most of them are playing co-ed now. And so it's a different game. It's a different speed. It's a different game. It's a lot more defense because you have the men hitting. And so, to come back and play 6-on-6 women's, because most of them probably play 4-on-4, 3-on-3 co-ed. This is a totally different game, so it's fun to watch them still making all that effort.
What a play. Look at that, keeping it alive.
The defense has been really, really good.
Timmons comes flying up from a back row position there. Crum sends this one across. Here come the Hot Dogs on the attack again.
Nice job keeping that ball in bounds. I don't know how she kept that inside the antenna.
The other Timmons sends this one across. Wow.
Net.
I'll tell you, you wouldn't be able to convince me that Frankfort hasn't played together.
I know.
I think they've been playing in some secret tournament somewhere as a unit.
They've had secret practices or something because they do look very, very good. But I hope that also is inspiring to the players, right? To the high school players.
Sure.
We can still be playing at this level for years to come.
Good diving effort from Clinton Central. We want to give them their kudos as well. A much more competitive game number 2 here as the Bulldogs' offense and defense has awoken. And that one's out. Point for the Bulldogs.
And Perry's happy about it. You could tell.
2-point affair here, game number 2. Tonight's game brought to you by the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976. They've been serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort.
Davison's on the serve. She's going to University of Kentucky, studying animal science and biology. I think she would be, what, a sophomore or junior? A junior. Not an easy field. 4 hits is the call, 4 hits.
Yeah, I think you would have to be pretty smart.
Yep, animal science
To
and
go to UK
biology.
and- yeah.
Yep, not easy major.
Set, they go middle. Believe it's.
Nice. Nice play at the net. Very good.
Yeah, Clinton Central's doing a much better job of. They're keeping the. It doesn't look like a clean, smooth offense, but they're keeping the ball in play.
They're just scrappy,
Yeah.
right? Everything's up. Nothing's hitting the ground. And they're only down 1. Another nice dig.
An opportunity for Frankfort. They go back to Perry. Davison there once again.
Really, Frankfort would be well served to not hit at Davis, and she's had a bunch of tremendous digs on defense. I love everybody's rotating in and out. Everybody's getting to play. It's what you want to see in an alumni game.
Looking at the rosters of who is the elder statesman that's playing today, and that distinguished honor is going to be in game number 2 if she appears. Allison Conklin, a 1999 graduate, part of those later state championship runs that Clinton Prairie had in both girls basketball and volleyball.
Yeah, I coached Allison. Great player, wonderful on defense, very scrappy, good server. Then I played with her for years in leagues after she graduated. She's just a really good athlete. One of those people, she'll be one of those diving into the bleacher people, for sure.
She may be the oldest, and I say that in earnest. I'm older than she is. The oldest player representing today, but I doubt will play that way.
I highly doubt that too. She is very competitive.
16-13, 3-point lead. Timmons on the serve. Yeah, Davison has really solidified that back row here for Clinton Central.
That was a very smart thing for Emily to do right there, because Frankfurt's just swinging away, and Central has been digging those balls. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job on defense, and for Emily just to lay that right over the net was a very smart play.
Always hold my breath as I see players all converging on the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised you don't see more collisions in volleyball. I'm glad you don't. Obviously, that's why communication is key.
It is. You learn how to get out of the way fast.
17-14. This one, anybody's game here. Frankfort doing a good job of just keeping enough distance in that score right now.
Yeah, just keeping their little cushion. Probably got lucky there. I think that one was probably going out. Beautiful pass.
Looking ahead at the upcoming high school season, the biggest changes that we're going to see as well is no more Sagamore Conference for the Hot Dogs. They are now part of the Monon Athletic Conference.
The MAC.
The MAC. So Crawfordsville, Western Boone, Southmont and North Montgomery, familiar foes that were in the former Sagamore Conference. But the new teams, Cascade, Greencastle, North Putnam.
Should be a competitive conference, depending on the sport.
There's a good look at the logos they've already got hanging here in the gymnasium.
That should be that for volleyball. That's going to be a tough conference.
Ace there from Olivas drops that one in. Now 21-14 as Frankfort starts to distance themselves here from Clinton Central.
But Clinton Central just playing much, much better this second.
For sure.
Second game. You can tell that they've started communicating and, playing together as a team a little bit more. And this Frankfort team's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, part of this game is muscle memory too, right? It takes a minute to get that flow going again.
It does. And to get to know who you're playing with, right? Most of these players have never played with each other, so just knowing who's going to take a ball just right there like that, that's just a miscommunication. If they've been playing together for 5 years or 4 years, they'd know automatically who was taking that ball. Just makes a difference.
2 points away from a match point for Frankfort. Brandon hits that one into the net. Roberts is going to come back in. Olivas checks out for Frankfort. Clinton Central going to try to find a run here to keep their hopes alive in this alumni tournament.
Nice job staying out of the net there for both teams.
Brandon shoots towards back corner. Good diving effort, but can't keep it in play.
That was a great play. It was a good spot by Brandon to throw it to that serving corner, and then nice effort to get a hand on that ball.
24-15. Match point here for Frankfort. And the quick set gets a Macy Matthews with the final point in this one. Frankfort able to take this first match against the Clinton Central Bulldogs 25-15 after taking the first set 25-7. They will now move on and they will take on the winner of Clinton Prairie and Rossville. That one will head your way after a brief break. Here, Lori, your final thoughts on this first one.
So I think it for a first match was great. It was very entertaining. Clinton Central certainly ended up with the momentum there. So I think they'll be hard to beat in the consolation game. And Frankfort just looked like a well-oiled machine, frankly. I mean, they look like these girls have been playing together for a while, which we know they haven't. But they looked great. They are going to be tough to beat.
Again, our next game coming up, our next match coming up, it is Clinton Prairie and Rossville. It is slated for a 2 o'clock start. Probably be a little bit behind that by the time the teams get warmed up. We will sign off for now. We'll be back with you shortly here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the Knot Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Dangan Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.